Hi everyone, thanks for being here today. My name is Danielle Ellison and I'm serving as Marcus Special Education Teacher today for today's IEP meeting. I'll be leading the meeting. Before we get started, let's go around and introduce ourselves and say what role is on Marcus's IEP team.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ryleigh Huggins, and today I'm the principal and LEA representative. I'm here to make sure that Marcus is getting the services he needs and that everything we decide today can be provided by our school.
Hi, I'm Amanda Horton, and I'm Marcus's general education teacher. I work with him in the classroom every day, so I'll be sharing how he's doing academically and socially.
Hello, everyone. My name is Abby, and I'm the psychiatrist. I'm going to go over Marcus's evaluation results and explaining what they tell us about his learning needs.
Hi, I'm Destiny Chapman, and I'm Marcus's aunt and legal guardian. I appreciate everyone meeting with me today. I'm hoping to hear how Marcus has been doing and what can be done to help him continue making progress.
Thanks everyone. The reason we're meeting today is to review Marcus's progress, talk about his evaluation results, look over his current IEP, and make any changes that will help him be successful this school year. We'll also go over his goals, accommodations, services, and placement before we finish. Before we start, let's quickly go over today's agenda. We'll begin by reviewing Marcus's assessment results. Then we'll talk about how he's been doing since his last IEP. After that, we'll discuss his new goals, accommodations, services, placement, and then any questions before we finish. Does that plan sound good to everyone?
Yes.
Great. Before we begin, I just want to go over a couple of meeting expectations. We'll let everyone have a chance to speak, and if anyone has questions, feel free to stop us at any time. We want everyone to be involved in making the decisions for Marcus. Also, everything we need to talk about today is confidential and should stay within the IEP team. Mrs. Chapman, before we get started, is there anything you'd like to talk about first or any concerns you want to make before we discuss today?
I'm just mostly concerned about Marcus's attention and math. Since he has moved around a few times, I just want to make sure he's getting the support he needs and does not fall behind in his classes.
Thank you for sharing that. We'll definitely talk about both of those today, and we'll make sure you have plenty of time to ask questions before we finish. Is everyone ready? We'll start by looking at Marcus's assessment results. At this time, I'll turn it over to our psychiatrist to review Marcus's evaluation results.
Thanks. Marcus completed several assessments as part of his reevaluation. Based on those results, he continues to qualify for special education services under specific learning disability and math. The testing showed that Marcus has average abilities in most areas, but he continues to struggle with math skills. He has the most difficulty with fractions, solving multi-step problems, and math fluency. These are still the areas he needs extra support. The results also show that Marcus benefits from having extra time, small group instruction, and hands-on activities when learning new math concepts.
So does that mean he's making progress or he's still falling behind?
He's definitely making progress, even though he's still below grade level in math. He's improved since his last evaluation. He just continues to need specialized instruction to keep building those skills.
That makes me feel better. I've noticed math homework is still frustrating for him sometimes.
That's understandable. Students with math disabilities often need concepts taught in different ways and more practice before they feel confident.
We've seen that too. Marcus works hard, and when lessons are broken down into smaller steps, he's usually much more successful.
I agree. Marcus participates in class and enjoys learning, but when math gets more difficult, he can become frustrated and sometimes gives up if he doesn't understand it right away. When we use manipulatives or work through problems together, he is much more willing to try.
That's what I see at home too. If he gets frustrated, he usually wants to give up and quit.
Yes, but with encouragement, he usually gets back on track.
The evaluation also showed that Marcus doesn't have concerns in every academic area. Reading and writing are much stronger than math, which is why his eligibility continues to be based on his math disability.
Thank you. Based on the evaluation results and Marcus's classroom performance, does everyone agree that Marcus continues to qualify for special education services under the category of specific learning disability in math?
Based on the evaluation results and everything we've discussed, I agree that Marcus continues to meet the eligibility requirements.
I agree also.
Me too. I know he still needs the extra help.
Great. We'll continue with that eligibility as we move forward with developing his new IEP. Next, we'll review Marcus's current IEP and talk about the progress he's made on his goals over the past year. Overall, Marcus has made progress. He's worked hard and has shown improvement, especially when he's given extra support and instruction. While he hasn't mastered every goal yet, he has continued to make a steady growth.
I agree. Marcus comes to class ready to learn and enjoys participating, especially when we're doing hands-on activities or class discussions. Math is still challenging for him, but I've noticed that he's more willing to ask for help than he used to be. That's been a big improvement.
One of Marcus's goals focused on math fluency. He's made progress with basic multiplication and division facts, but he still needs reminders and extra practice to answer quickly and accurately. Another goal focused on fractions. He's improving, but he still needs support when comparing fractions and solving fraction problems on his own.
I've noticed that as well. He'll tell me he understands it at school, but when he gets home,
That's pretty common. Learning new math skills takes a lot of repetition, especially for students with a learning disability. We'll continue working on those skills next year.
I've also noticed that Marcus does much better when directions are broken down into smaller steps. If I give him too much information at one time, he can get overwhelmed.
that sounds just like him at home. If I explain things one step at a time, he's much less frustrated.
We've also been working on Marcus's behavior goal. Overall, he's improved with staying on task and using strategies to calm himself when he gets frustrated. There are still days when he needs reminders, but he's making better choices than he was at the beginning of the year.
I agree. Marcus responds really well to positive encouragement. When he's praised for staying on task or trying his best, he's much more likely to keep working. He also does well with short breaks when he starts feeling frustrated.
I'm glad to hear that because we've been trying to work on the same thing at home.
It's great when school and home use similar strategies. That consistency really helps students be successful.
From everything I've heard today, it sounds like Marcus has made progress, but he still has areas where he needs continued support. That's exactly what today's meeting is for, to make sure his IEP continues meeting those needs.
Does anyone have any questions about Marcus's progress before we move on to developing the new IEP for him?
I don't have any questions. I'm just happy to hear that he's making progress, even if he's still struggling with some things.
Marcus is a hard worker, and I think he'll continue improving with the supports we have in place.
I agree. Now we'll begin developing Marcus's new IEP by reviewing his present level of performance and discussing the goals we feel are appropriate for the next school year. Before we talk about the areas of need, I'd like to start with Marcus's strengths. Marcus is a friendly student who enjoys working with others. He likes hands-on activities, participates in class discussions, and is especially interested in cars and comic books. He is also very respectful and tries hard, even when things are difficult.
I agree. Marcus has a great attitude and gets along well with his classmates. He's always willing to participate, especially when lessons are interactive. He's also become more comfortable asking for help when he needs it, which has really helped him this year.
That's good to hear. He always loved learning, but sometimes he gets discouraged when something is hard.
We've definitely noticed that, but we've also seen him become more confident throughout the year. Looking at his present levels, Marcus is still performing below grade level in math. He has difficulty with fractions, multi-step problems, and math fluency. He benefits from the extra time, small group instruction, and having directions broken down into smaller steps. Behaviorally, Marcus has made progress with staying on task, but he still needs reminders and encouragement when work becomes challenging.
It sounds like the supports he's receiving are helpful, but there are still areas where he needs continued support.
Exactly, Ms. Chapman. Chapman, before we discuss the goals, is there anything you'd like for us to know or any concerns you have for the next school year?
My biggest concern is just making sure he doesn't keep falling behind in math. I also want him to be more confident in himself. Sometimes he gives up before he really tries because he's afraid of getting the answer wrong.
Thank you for sharing that. Building his confidence is just as important as improving his math skills, and we'll continue encouraging him to keep trying even when something is difficult. Let's look at his first math goal. The first goal focuses on fractions. The goal is for Marcus to compare and solve fraction problems within 80% accuracy in 4 out of 5 opportunities. Since fractions continue to be one of the biggest areas of need, we feel this is an appropriate goal for next year.
I think this is a good goal. Fractions are something we'll continue working on in 5th grade, so improving those skills will help Marcus be more successful in the classroom.
I agree. His evaluation showed that fractions continue to be one of his weakest areas, so this goal matches the data we reviewed earlier.
That sounds like something he most definitely needs to work on.
Great. If everyone agrees, we'll move forward with that goal. The second math goal focuses on Marcus improving his speed and accuracy when working with fractions. The goal is for Marcus to complete 20 addition or subtraction problems involving fractions within 10 minutes with 80% accuracy in 4 out of 5 opportunities. We chose this goal because Marcus is improving with fractions, but he still needs more practice solving them accurately and within a reasonable amount of time.
I think this is a great goal. Marcus usually understands the steps once we go over them, but it takes him longer than most students to finish. Giving him more practice with fraction, addition, and subtraction should help him become more confident.
That makes sense. Fractions have definitely been one of the hardest things for him, so I'm glad he'll continue working on them.
I agree. His evaluation showed that working with fractions is still an area of need. This goal is specific, measurable, and matches the assessment results we reviewed earlier.
Does everyone agree this is the appropriate goal for Marcus?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. The last goal focuses on helping Marcus manage frustration in a positive way. The goal is for Marcus to use an agreed upon system such as a sensory break card to request a break instead of responding verbally, physically, or avoiding the task he's been given in 4 out of 5 observed opportunities. We chose this goal because we've seen that Marcus does better when he has a way to communicate that he's feeling overwhelmed before he becomes frustrated.
I think this goal will really help Marcus. There have been times when he gets frustrated with a difficult assignment, especially in math. Giving him a way to ask for a break instead of shutting down or getting upset can help him calm down and come back ready to work.
I really like that idea as well. Sometimes at home he gets overwhelmed and just wants to walk away from what he's doing. Having a way to ask for a break instead sounds like something we could use at home too.
I agree. Teaching Marcus how to recognize when he's frustrated and giving him an appropriate way to respond is an important skill. The goal isn't to avoid work, it's to help him take a short break, calm down, and return to the task when he is ready.
I think this is a good goal because it teaches Marcus a positive coping strategy that he can use both at school and outside of school.
Exactly. The sensory break card gives Marcus a way to communicate his needs appropriately while helping him stay engaged in learning. Does everyone agree that this is appropriate behavior goal for Marcus?
Yes.
Great. Now that we've discussed Marcus's goals, let's review the accommodations, services, and placement that will help him reach these goals. Now let's talk about the services that Marcus will receive to help him meet his goals. For special education services, Marcus will receive 15 minutes of resource support every day for math. During this time, he'll be able to work in a quieter environment and may also request a sensory break in the resource room if needed. He'll also receive 15 minutes each day to check in with a resource teacher to talk about his emotional regulation and to improve task completion with classroom assignments.
I think those daily check-ins will be really helpful. Sometimes Marcus just needs a quick reminder or encouragement before starting an assignment, and once he gets started, he usually does much better.
I like that he'll have someone checking in with him every day. I think having that routine will really help him.
Marcus will also receive several supplementary aids and services throughout the school day, such as breaks as needed, a peer buddy, graphic organizers, the option to respond through artwork or verbally for credit when appropriate, reduced problems on assignments when needed, preferential seating near the teacher, teacher check-ins when transitioning back to academic work after a break. These supports will be available in all the school environments.
I already use several of these supports in my classroom, and I've seen Marcus respond really well to them. Sitting closer to the teacher and checking in with him after a break helps him stay focused and get back to work.
I'm glad the supports will continue. They fit Marcus really well.
For testing accommodations, Marcus will continue receiving accommodations in all of his classes. He may test in the resource room when appropriate. He can answer questions verbally or use artwork to show that what he knows when appropriate. He'll also receive fewer questions on assessments when needed and will continue sitting near the teacher during testing.
Those accommodations are consistent with Marcus's evaluation results. They help remove barriers without changing what he's expected to learn.
Marcus does not require related services, assisted technology, program modifications, or support personnel at this time.
After reviewing everything we've discussed today, I agree that these services and accommodations are appropriate and that our school can provide them.
Marcus will continue spending most of his day in the general education classroom with his classmates. When he needs additional support, he'll receive services in the resource room for math or when he needs a quiet place to work or to take a sensory break. Because he's able to participate successfully in the general education settings of these supports, we believe this continues to be the least restrictive environment for him.
I agree. Marcus enjoys being with his classmates, and these supports allow him to stay in the classroom while still getting the extra help that he needs.
I like that he'll still be with his friends most of the day while getting extra help when he needs it.
That placement allows Marcus to receive the support he needs while still learning alongside his peers for the majority of the school day.
Based on his evaluation and the progress he's made, I also feel this placement continues to meet Marcus's needs.
Does anyone have any questions about the accommodation, services, or placement?
No, I don't have any questions, but I do want to say I appreciate everyone explaining everything. I feel good about the plan we've come up with today.
I'm glad to hear that. Based on today's discussion, I believe this IEP provides Marcus with appropriate services and supports, and our school will be able to provide everything we've discussed.
Wonderful. Before we end today's meeting, does anyone have anything else they'd like to add or recommendations for helping Marcus continue to be successful?
I think it's important that we continue communicating with Ms. Chapman throughout the school year. When we're all working together, Marcus is much more successful.
I agree. Continuing to monitor Marcus's progress will help us make changes if they're ever needed. But I think these goals are appropriate for where he is right now.
And I'll continue working with him at home and encouraging him to keep trying, even when math is difficult. I appreciate all you do for him.
Marcus is lucky to have such a supportive team both at school and at home. Working together gives him the best chance to be successful.
Thank you. We'll continue collecting data on Marcus's progress throughout the year, and you'll receive regular progress reports so you'll know how he's doing on each of his IEP goals. If concerns come up before the next annual IEP meeting, we can always meet again to make changes if needed. If there aren't any other questions, we'll move forward with the signatures. Thank you for being here today and for working together to create a plan that will help Marcus continue to be successful. This concludes Marcus's annual IEP meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.